Good morning, Excel Geo. What we're going to do today is learn how to use law of sines and law of cosines to solve application problems. So look at example 1 that we have here. To find the distance C. Now remember, when we think of our letters and we talk about this, little c is across from big C, little a is across from big A, and little b is across from big B. All right, guys, so that's what we have here. Now if I take a look at this, it says to find the distance C across a river. So what we have here is we have this river. So C represents the distance C across the river. Okay, there's my river. Okay, so a distance A, which is 354 meters, is laid off on one side of the river. It is found that angle B, which is 112.17 degrees, and C is 15.330 degrees. All right, guys. So they're able to find those angle measurements and find the length of A by measuring it out. Now, if you think of surveyors, guys, when you see people survey houses for land, that's how they can calculate angles. So these are the two angles that you can say calculate while using a survey device. So now if you take a look at this, we have a situation where we have angle, side, angle. And when we have angle, side, angle, we are able to find unknown parts by using law of sines. Now, guys, you don't have to solve the triangle here. We just have to solve for the unknown measurement or whatever they're asking me to find. And in this case, they're just asking me to find C. So I need to find C. Now I have angle C that will help me. Now, but when we look at this, in order to use law of sines, you need to have a side and an angle opposite that side. So the first thing I would do is actually find the measurement of angle A. Now the measurement of angle A, what can I do? I can take 180, subtract my 112.17 degrees, and then subtract 15.37 degrees to find the measurement of angle A. And if I subtract everything there, I'm going to get the A to be 52.46 degrees. Now I can set up my ratio so I can use law of sines. So I can say A, which is 354 meters, over the sine of angle A, which is 52.46 degrees, is equivalent to little c over sine of 15.33 degrees. All right, guys? So let's take a look at this. Now I can cross multiply here. Now if I cross multiply here, I'm going to get 354 times sine of 15.33, and then so you're getting 354 times the sine of 15.33, and that's going to equal C times the sine of 52.46. Now what we're going to do is you can divide by sine of 52.46. Now this on this side would just cancel out, and I'm just left with C. What would C equal? Let's plug that in the calculator. It's 354 sine of 15.33, and then I'm going to divide it by sine of 52.46, and I'm going to get C to be 118.03 meters, because they gave my original problem was in meters, and that would be the distance across the lake. So they only asked me to find what C is. Once I found C, I'm done. I don't have to solve the triangle if they're just asking me to find, the distance across the river. So I found C, the distance across the river is 118.03 meters. Okay, now let's take a look at our next problem. Let's see. Point A and B are on opposite sides of lake trigonometry. So now here's my lake. So I'm going to draw, they're on opposite sides of my lake. Okay, so we're opposite sides of my lake. From a third point C, so point A and B are on opposite sides of a lake from a third point C. Let me actually make my lake so that it doesn't touch necessarily C. All right, okay. The angle between the lines of sight to A is 46 0.3. So from a third point C, the angle between the lines of site A is a 46.3 degrees. If B is 350 meters long and A is 286 meters long, find C. So let's label everything. So we know B is 350. Remember, B is across here. I know that A is across from A. That is going to be what? 286, right? And it says, from a point C, the angle between the lines of site A and, oh, there's a typo. That's why I was having trouble. Lines, and this should have been lines of site A. There should have been a B here, guys. Put B in here. Light of site to A and B is 46. I'm sorry. That's why I was having trouble there reading it. There's a typo. So this here should be 46.3 degrees. So up there it should read, guys, let me make an arrow maybe. Put in there should be NB. Okay, so that's your angle there. So we have side, angle, side. When we have side, angle, side, we're going to use law of cosines to help us solve this triangle. So let's take a look at this. Now, they want to know, they're on opposite sides of like trigonometry. They want us to find C. Well, C is going to be right there. C is going to be the length of AB, the distance across the lake. So let's take a look at this. If I need to do C, I'm given angle C. So I know now C squared is equivalent to A squared, 286 squared, plus B squared, which is 350 squared, minus 2 times A times B times cosine of 46.3 degrees. So let's put that in our calculator. I can't. All right, guys. So then once I get that number, I put that in, I get, 65,981.3413. And then I take the square root of that answer, say second answer. C is approximately 256.87 meters. And that is the distance across the lake. Okay, so we can use our law of sines and law of cosines to find unknown distances. And in these cases, you only have to find where you're asked. Like here it said find C. We don't actually have to solve the entire triangle. All right, guys. So down here you have 3 problems for homework, but I just want to go over something with you just to make sure you set them up right. When it says the sides of the parallel are 4 and 6, one angle is 58 and the other is 122. Find the lengths of the diagonal. Remember, when you find the lengths, they want 2 diagonals, so you need to get 2 answers here. All right, so you're getting 2 answers for the 2 diagonals. Now, if you take a look at this, a Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C. is a V shape with 2 equal side lines. So, guys, when you draw this, that means it's going to be somewhat of a isosceles triangle, okay? Now it says, is a V shape with equal side lengths. That means each side length is 246. The equal side lengths are both 246.75 feet. The angle between, that's right here, is 125.2 degrees. That's what they're talking about. Find the distance between the ends of the 2 sides. The distance between the ends of the 2 sides, they want you to find this over here. If I label that C, that would be the distance they want us to find. All right. So the non-congruent segment in the triangle. Okay. Now here's a surveyor. Now it says the survey reports this about a piece of property. The property is a triangle shape with the dimensions as shown in the figure. Use law of sines to show whether a piece of property could exist. All right, guys, check it out. See if it could exist, and if it can or cannot, explain why. All right, guys, if you have any questions, please come to office hours. They're posted today under the assignment, and I hope everyone has a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.